The king in the north! The king in the north!
Before I get started, let me give a shout out to Town Health Services. This person, I'm not sure if you're a man or a woman, always donates to the channel, and it's not a little amount, it's a nice amount, and I appreciate it. You always watching, commenting, and showing support for the channel, and you do it for other Michigan channels as well. So salute to you, and I appreciate it. Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I wanted to do a video kind of touching on this, what's been going on with Michigan, the Sherrone Moore suspension. Also, you had Santano going to Florida, who was Michigan's president. Now, before I even get into it, if you a Michigan fan, with all this going on, you want to watch where you go if you can't handle it, you know. So going into Buckeye spaces and stuff like this, if you ain't handle the Buckeye fans, they gonna give it to you right now. This is what they've been waiting on, you know, because they were hoping the NCAA was gonna save them 2023, and they didn't. They were hoping the college football playoff was gonna not let us Michigan in or something, and they didn't. They were hoping Harbaugh, when he got suspended, was going to save him, and it didn't. You know, so now they kind of holding on to this, you know, hoping the NCAA saves them 2025 so they can get a win. They hoping. Save us, please. But besides the Buckeyes, what's going on with this? So for some reason, a lot of people whether you're on Twitter and all these social media spaces, when Santano took the Florida job, a lot of people are saying and acting like it had something to do with the Connor Stallion stuff and what's going on at Michigan. And it's just not likely. Like, he's not the president over football operations. He's the president of the university. You know, so he's over everything and where he wants to lead Michigan University. He's kind of the overseer of it, you know, the direction of the school, not just the sports programs or the football program or the basketball program. His job is way bigger than that. You know, and I've seen so much nonsense on there. Oh, he's leaving. He posted bet. He posted on Twitter bet back in 2023. Yeah. So he's getting out of town because he put on Twitter bet. Yeah, they're going to hang him for that. Like, some of this stuff is so ridiculous. And this is why for those that have been watching me, I don't like talking non-sports. It doesn't do anything for me. I know I could probably grow more if I did, but a lot of it is opinion. And from what I've seen is Santano it was more with the politics at Michigan, you know, the woke culture kind of things, and something to do with like Palestinians and all that type of stuff. It really didn't have anything to do with the football and the Connor Stallion stuff. Maybe it did somewhere, but it's not likely. That's no reason to leave, because he's not over the football program like that. You get what I'm saying? So to me, that's a nothing burger. That's just stuff for Ohio State fans to say, see, he's leaving because of the Connor Stallion stuff. He remember back in 2023, he put bet on Twitter. Now he's leaving. Yeah, it's coming down. It started. It's a lot of nonsense. So that's why I don't get into it. I don't have time for nonsense. I like to talk X's, O's, pregame, postgame analysis, or I like to troll Ohio State. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna hide that. I love to do that, but I like X's and O's, actual football knowledge, not speculating on why the president left when his job is way bigger than the football program. Now, Sherrone Moore and this 2-game suspension, which I believe is Central Michigan and Nebraska. Michigan self-imposed this, so like I always say, I don't know what's going to happen. That's why I don't talk about it, because I don't know. I'm not a Buckeye scoop. I've got inside information in this. I don't do that. Or I'm not going to tell you, oh, nothing's going to happen. I don't know. So that's why I don't talk about it, because nobody really knows for sure what the punishment will be. It probably won't be the death penalty like a lot of Ohio State fans want, and it probably won't be nothing like Michigan fans want. It's going to be somewhere in the middle, most likely. Nobody really knows for sure. Even the Buckeye Scoopers or the Spiros, they'll talk for an hour and then be like, well, that's my opinion. I don't know for sure, because nobody knows for sure what's going to happen with this stuff. Now, with them doing the 2-game suspension, I guess you could say Michigan is trying to get ahead of it. And this is my opinion. This is my point of view. This is just how I think about this. If they were worried about that stuff, to me, you shouldn't even have played Bama. You should have did a bowl ban on yourself last year, to already get that out the way, in case they wanted to say, okay, you got a bowl ban for 2025, 2026, or whenever this thing comes to an end. That's my opinion. And I said it, I think I was on TJ and on the call-in show on Voice of College Football, which I will be on Thursdays now. But that I probably would have went on did the bowl ban last year, just because, just in case. It ain't, now I guess you could say we got some momentum from that, but just in case, I probably would have just got ahead of it just in case, whether you're fighting it or not, you can fight it and still lose. Maybe you can win, but you don't know. Either way, you could have knocked that out of the way, since you didn't have a good season. I mean, we went to the ReliaQuest Bowl. Yeah, it was nice to see Jordan Marshall and some of the defensive players get some time and some shine, but it wouldn't have bothered me if they said, oh, knock that on out. It wouldn't have bothered me, because I want playoff. I want playoff games. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. So it wouldn't have bothered me, but that's my point of view. A lot of people wanted to see the team play. So I if that's how you feel, I understand. But I don't know what's going on with the situation. I don't know how hard Michigan is trying to fight. Michigan, they say they want to fight, but then do they really want to fight? Because if you want to fight it, it's going to be drawn out, and it's probably going to take years, which would be smart. And in my opinion, this is all opinion, in my opinion, because we don't know how long the NCAA is going to last. They on a shot clock before they null and void, and they ain't got no authority. They on a shot clock with college football, at least, before they're gone with the wind. You get what I'm saying? So I'd play that game if I was Michigan, but I'm not a higher up at Michigan that's dealing with all this stuff. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do. They act like they were going to fight it. Now they did the 2-game self-imposed suspension for Moore. Who knows? They might not try to fight it, and they'll try to see what they're going to get. I don't know. It's all speculation to me, so we'll see. Michigan seems to me, this is just my opinion, they seem like they play tough, but I'm not sure if they really want to go the extra mile. Because, and let me say this, and I'm gonna get off of here. I don't like all this speculation and just straight up opinion about something we don't know. They seem to play tough, but then when it comes down to it, they don't really want to do it or have the cojones to fight it all the way through. You get what I'm saying? So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see about what they really want to do, because they talk a good game, but then at the end of the day, They don't. Like before with I complained for years about how the administration didn't really care about football as much as other schools, like I guess you'd say Ohio State. Well, that's a fact. Ohio State, maybe even a Notre Dame, or pick Bama, plenty of these schools. Michigan's administration, they don't rock like that. They haven't for a long time, and maybe they still don't. We don't know for sure. But the thing that I do know is for years they were happy with Michigan winning 9 games, and then they were top 5 in revenue, or sometimes top 3 in revenue, and they call it a day. We still getting our money. The football program they're winning about 9 games. That's fine. You know what I mean? So they don't really get mad or do something until it gets really bad. With kind of like the 2020 season when it was really bad. It was like, all right, this team is horrible. Something needs to be done. But besides that, for years I was on here complaining about they're not buying into the football program like other schools are, and they're happy winning 9 games and being top 5 in revenue. They're still getting that money. Even when Michigan was bad, they were still getting that money. So that's the thing about Michigan. We still don't know how bought in these guys are until the actual football program and wanting it to mean something and willing to fight for it. We don't know. You can talk tough, when you at a bar and that one dude is talking tough and then he gets knocked out. When you at the club and that one dude he talking tough, and then when it's time to fight, he get knocked out, or you don't see him. That could be Michigan. I don't know. Or they might be like, oh, okay, I'm ready now. I'm gonna fight this. I don't know. The 2-game suspension. I've seen people try to spin it either way. I've seen people try to spin it as a good thing. I've seen people try to spin it as a bad thing. I don't know. And I don't like to speculate about it. I want to talk football. That's what I want to talk about. Any football going on? No. Any transfer portals? No. I don't. Hey, I don't know what to talk about except to troll Ohio State. But with them, they loving this. They love it. So it gives them fuel for their fire. And as it should, as a rival. You know what I'm saying? I'm always locked and loaded for the Ohio State fans, so it don't bother me. I know how to get under their skin. But some of y'all got to stick and move with the Ohio State fans, or they gonna get under your skin. you got to stick and move. They gonna get under your skin with this scandal and Santa Ono leaving and all this type of stuff. So tread carefully. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I wanted to touch on the Santa Ono. I wanted to touch on the Michigan Sherrone Moore being suspended, and that's what I feel about it. So that's all I got for this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great.